Anyway, on this edition of the program, we're going back to 1991. We'll see one of the all-time great drivers race to a feature win. We'll also talk to some racers behind the scenes.
Everyone, I'm Jeff Gravatt. Stay tuned for highlights right after this. After being stripped of a win 1 week earlier when his number 14 came up light in a post-race inspection after it lost a 60-pound weight during the main event, Tony Siscone rebounded to win the 002 Auto Parts 35-lap modified stock car race last Saturday night. Jack Lippett in the 70 was the early leader, but the pace slowed big time on the backstretch on the very first lap when Eddie Bone's 659 lost power. Several top runners, including Siscone, were caught in the chain reaction crash. When action resumed, Lippett's 70 still held the top spot, but then Ken Woolley Jr.'s 40 moved to the lead near halfway when he took advantage of an outside pole starting position on a double file restart. As Lippett's 70 spun from contention, Woolley continued to lead with Gil Hearn's 12 second and Siscone's 14 third. Entering the final lap, the top trio remained tight until the fireworks began to explode. Woolley's 40 finally showed the signs of a worn right rear tire as his car wobbled in turn 2 and Hearn made his challenge to the inside. Woolley and Hearn then touched in turn 3 and 4, and Siscone saw his inside groove open up for his winning move to the checker. Woolley and Hearn followed Siscone across the finish line with Martin Truex 59 fourth and Jamie Tomato's U2 fifth. All right, modified winner Tony Siscone. You were disappointed last week. You had a win. It was taken away from you. You came back for the win tonight. First, tell everyone what happened last week.
Well, last week in the course of racing, we went out on the track and our car was perfectly legal. And there was a little shuffle on the track, and I took a heck of a shot from behind from another car. A couple laps later, a 60-pound piece of lead fell out of the car. And naturally, after victory lane ceremonies, we went up on the scales because they weigh the top 3 cars, and we came up 30 pounds light, and we were disqualified. And, you know, a rule's a rule. It was a tough deal to swallow because it's so hard to win, and it was really, you know, a difficult thing for the team and myself. And then, of course, your sponsors, you know, they're disappointed, and so tonight was really great.
Now, last week, of course, you ran your heart out. Car was completely legal, but then, unfortunately, that infraction, which wasn't your fault, you had to be down. This week, you have to be up coming back for the feature win. Tell us how you feel right now.
Oh, I feel, you know, really great, you know, for everybody, you know, in general. It was just poetic justice that, you know, we come back and we win. And in addition to that, the way we won, we were involved in an early accident there on, I guess, around the 5th or 6th lap. So we had to pit. It was a violent crash, you know, and Jamie Tomato and Martin Truex and myself, we just hit bumper to bumper, but we hit it about 90 miles an hour. And fortunately, the 3 of us got back out, started in the rear. I was about 15th or 16th, and then to come back and win like this, it just, you know, there's definitely a good Lord up there.
Now, on the final lap, you went into that final lap in 3rd place. There was a wild shuffle. You came out the winner. Can you tell us about that?
Went down, white flag waved, went down in the first corner, and Kenny Woolley was leading the 40 car, and Kenny got a little bit out of shape, and Gil Hearn had to lift. And when he lifted that split second, I drove to the outside of Gil. And as we came off the second turn, I'm next to Gil, wheel to wheel, and Kenny Woolley, the 40 car again, got a little loose again, and Hearn started to drive under him, and he was in about a third of the way. And there I was sitting, you know, I was, you know, really, you know, the cat with his tongue out, and I says, well, if they make contact, I got to take advantage of it. And lo and behold, going into the 3rd turn, checker flags waving, they made contact, and I went under the pair of them. And you know, it's real credit to my guys and our, you know, the preparation on this 14 car. You know, Dick Barney, his son Robert Barney, all the guys. I got a super bunch of people, great sponsors, Brick Starter and Alternator, John McCall Construction. They just do a great job. After the accident, I come in, they went over the car, they said, don't worry about it, just run the hell out of her, and we did that.
You're in the thick of a battle for the point lead right now. How you feeling after this win?
Well, the points we don't even look at. You know, as you know, the Garden State Classic's triple points. So, you know, you can go into the Garden State Classic, the leader, and come out and be in 8th or 10th place. So until the Garden State Classic in mid-July, which is a, you know, 200-lap triple point race, we don't really think a whole lot about it.
Now, of course, your wife was not able to be here tonight. Your wife, Margie, she usually is. She knew your disappointment last week. How are you going to tell her about this win when you get home?
What else can I tell her? I mean, last week was such a disappointment, and she had to live with me all week long. And, you know, I wasn't the easiest guy to live with. When you lose, it's so hard to win today. The cars are so evenly matched. It's so competitive. So, you know, naturally, I'm ecstatic, to say the least, you know. So she'll be thrilled. It's a shame she couldn't be here and share this with us, her and the kids. But, you know, we're heading home now, and we'll let them know we won.
Stadium. Tom Crossan's up there to visit once again. Let's go to him now and chat with a fan in the stands. Tom?
Thank you, Jeff, and hello, everybody. Here we are in the stands with our guest tonight, Patty Morrison from Tom's River. Patty happens to be the president of the Tony Siscone Fan Club. Patty, could you tell us how you first got interested in racing?
Well, I've been coming to Wall all my life. My father was a co-owner with Dick Barney of the 14 way back when I was a kid, and I've been coming every Saturday night since then.
When was it that you got involved with the fan club?
About 10 years ago. It's been running around 10 or 11 years, and I've been involved ever since.
Does it keep you busy during the week with trying to keep track of all the members and everything?
Oh, it sure does, especially writing the newsletters and all that kind of thing. Really takes a lot of time.
Since you're president and everything else like that, can the fans see you if they wish to join?
Oh, yes, they can. I'm here every week, and I can give you my address, or they can, you know, they can reach me at my address also if they have trouble getting to the track.
Okay, now we know that you follow Tony Siscone. Is there any other driver in any other division out here that you follow and watch and like?
Well, I like all the divisions. I like racing of all types, but I have to say that I'm really a Tony Siscone fan here, and that's about it.
Nobody else has a chance with you, right?
That's about it. Sorry.
Okay, could you tell us a little bit about the picnic that you have coming up?
Yes, it's our third annual picnic. It's held in Pine Park in Lakewood, New Jersey. It's good for the kids, adults. We have softball games, horseshoe volleyball. I have my chef who cooks all day long. We have a race car display. People bring their cameras and have the kids sit in the cars and have their pictures taken and autographs. And Tony plays ball with the little kids, so it's a good time for everybody. It's an all-day event.
That's something, Tony playing ball with the little kids and out here driving with the big kids.
Right.
I notice you sell a lot of hats and shirts here at the table. Does this take up most of your time when you're here, or do you get a chance to watch the races?
I make it a point to watch the modifieds, that's for sure. But a lot of the races I do miss as a result, but that's okay. I can keep track of what's going on.
And what basically happens with all the money you raise from this?
Essentially, I just turn it over and try to find some new merchandise, something that would interest the fans. I try to keep the prices down so that everyone can afford it, and really just try and turn over the inventory.
Well, when all is said and done at the end of the year, and Tony is usually the track champion, is there a big party or celebration?
Oh, we have our own little get-together and everything, yes, that's for sure, and always the banquet we attend.
And I imagine after every victory each week, your group seems to be the loudest whenever Tony crosses first. I imagine it's quite a thrill.
Oh, yes. I'm a good cheerleader, too, I think, so